Let's buy a brand new vehicle so I don't have to work on my car anymore and it'll be reliable. Nah, let's just start modifying it. Here we go. I don't know why Toyota didn't spend the money on this, but the first mod you have to do is the shocks to lift the hood. Like for $4, like why would you leave it out? I have no idea, but fuck. Anyhow, put the shocks in. Gonna get an airbox soon, but for now, that's the first real mods to this thing. And then I got some other pretty cool stuff here I've done. It's got the readylift 3-inch suspension lift on it, front and back, and a diff drop. It's been PPF'd and undercoated with wool wax. But the best part of this whole kit, there it is. 6-speed manual. Love the new interior too. Looks really good. The dash is awesome. Nice touch, a nice LCD dash. And the infotainment system actually works pretty good compared to some of the other stuff I've seen. Yeah. But here's the other thing we're going to discuss today. These switches here. Hold my beer, zombie lights, fog lights, and flux capacitor. So this is a TRD off-road and without the premium package. You cannot get the premium package. So you have to get just the standard without the leather and those switches and put everything in. So I got these from Cali Raised and I'm going to show you how to wire them. So this one's going to be for the auxiliary switches. This one right here, this one, and this one. They don't come installed when you get it on certain trim levels. If you get the premium, then you get it. However, in Canada, you cannot get the premium trim level with a manual transmission. So, in this case here, we're going to modify it. That's the first thing I'm going to take you through. Okay, so step one here. These 3 relays here, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. If they're not plumbed on the inside, you cannot add the switches unless you want to do full wiring. So if you have these three relay sockets that are empty, you can buy relays, put them in there. Alright, this is how the factory auxiliary switches are wired, 1, 2, and 3. This green wire is your main switch leg. So that comes from connector J92. It's the green wire. You're not going to have that. So where you got to do is look at the other switches, find the green wire. There's going to be another one there. You could check the inverter one or whatever and jumper that and send the power that way. That's the easiest way to go. The ground on these switches is easy. Just tie them all together, throw them on, and the other ones you can figure out there. They're pretty straightforward. Now the switches that go to the auxiliary up here, here, and here are very simple. Now, so you're going to go locate this connector right here, AJ1, in the driver's side footwell. Unplug that. This one here is the male portion. This is the female. This is the one that's supposed to have wires in this locations here. So you're not going to have pins there. If you have pins there, then you should have wiring tucked up in the harness somewhere, but typically I haven't seen that yet. So on the male side of the connector, which is going to be right here, this is the one that plugs it, the 2 white connectors. The white male plugs into the female. Undo that one. That is the baby blue one right here. Okay, let's get that to focus. Baby blue, right there. That's the one we're looking for. Locate wires 19, 18, and 42. Baby blue, purple, and blue, dark blue. And they correspond with these colors right here. I'm going to post a picture of this in the video. Those are your auxiliaries that go to your relays, to fire your relays on and off. You need those. So what you're going to do is cut it at the blue, put a Deutsch connector on, whatever you want to do, tie a connector into these guys right here that go into your switches. That's how you make them work. Now, if you're studious, you can go find the male pins that go inside of this female connector here, in these guys right here, put them in from the back, and that way it looks all factory. But I have not been able to find those, so I just cut them, put some Deutsch connectors on, and it looks real nice. Find connector AJ1, here it is. This is the blower connector. Go to this one, pull the yellow tab, and then pull the black tab back. And that will release the connector. All right, we are after these wires right here, purple, blue, and baby blue. And I'll show you what we're going to do to those. So we are after wires right here, purple, blue, and baby blue. We're going to take those wires out. I'll show you on the drawings here. So on the drawing right here, it's this connector. There's your pin numbers, and it shows you where they are. Okay, so we just need to make sure we get the correct ones. And then we're going to tie those in. And then to make sure they're actually not populated, you push this connector in. And it shows you that there are no pins in those holes. And that's what we're looking for. It's that block of 4 right down here. Let me see if I can focus this a little bit more. So that block right down there. Okay. Alright, so what I did here was I cut off these 3 connectors after I verified them with the multimeter to the auxiliary relays. Then I put a Deutsch connector on. I'll put all this stuff back together now, and then I'll wire in the last part. Alright, from here you install your switches. These ones I got from Cali Raised. Your auxiliaries are all tied in. Brings it down to the wiring right here. And then we plug it in, plug everything back in down here, and you're done down here. Alright, so the last piece here is after you're done getting these running, or the switches running, find these pigtails from Toyota. There's your part numbers down there. And then hook it up. This is your outputs for your auxiliary 1, 2, and 3. And it's plug and play at this point here. Look it up online for the instructions, and it's pretty easy to go with.